spiritual way, I mean that in just existence. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I just went
Yes.
friends that were in bands that were signing record deals and stuff, and I started breaking into directing music videos and stuff, and
Oh wow.
yes, but it definitely feels like it does, you know.
Yes.
So it's kind of on that.
Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Social Commerce. Give it up. Tonight we are very privileged to have Jefferson Keith Langley as our interview guest. So to say the least, Jefferson is a high-level, high-performing entrepreneur. He's done a lot of things, which I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about tonight. But just as a quick overview, he's been involved in high-level sports, the entertainment industry in LA. He's done high-level consulting for CEOs, companies, startups, and people just wanting to follow their dream in many places and many locations. So Jefferson's also involved in gaming and high-level tech. So he knows a lot of things and he's met a lot of people. And what I can say personally about Jefferson is that he is truly a really amazing person, very, very much about altruism. And somehow I had the fortune of connecting with him last year. I know Jefferson's about very much talking the real and practical, but I can only describe it as a bit of a serendipitous experience where he reached out, connected with me actually via Facebook, and he became a mentor and now my business partner. And it's just really phenomenal, the amazing things that he has helped me create and directed me towards personally where I'm going with my personal vision. So I could not be more honored to interview him tonight. And I would say just before we begin, my personal message that I really want to just let everyone here know is how much I appreciate Jefferson and what an amazing, truly, truly kind person he is. He truly believes in putting out the good and helping other people, and I've been so touched by that in him so many times, and it's just truly an honor to know you, Jefferson. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, so it's going to be interesting to interview Jefferson because Jefferson and I actually created this list of 14 questions together. Yeah. So it's going to be fun to ask him the questions and hear what his answers are. All right,
I forgot them, so.
So he's going in blind. He's got no idea. All right.
In all fairness, I forgot them, so.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with question one. And question one is, what are you doing professionally and why?
Oh, man. So, I mean, you know, I have my hands in a few different things. It's just been my nature since I was a little kid is to be a multitasker. And, you know, I don't come from that school of do one thing really well. I come from sort of a different group of the one thing I do really well is a lot of things, and they kind of, it's kind of like, what's more important in baking cookies? The cookie part, the ingredients, well, doesn't it all kind of make up the cookie, So, so I'm in tech. I have a couple tech platforms I'm launching. I obviously have been in the film business for about 25 years. I've done branded campaigns for, big brands that I could name them and all that kind of stuff. But right now I'm still doing the movie stuff. I am launching a pretty cool tech platform in the middle of next month, around April 15th, with a couple partners. One is a lead engineer designer with one of the biggest game companies in the world. So if legally I'm not allowed to piggyback their name. If I mention some of the games like, World of Warcraft, and then you might
if it happens to slip out.
yeah. I was using it to make a point, right? So he's a big game designer and engineer, and then the other guy is an incredibly talented concept art and environment, character design for the gaming industry, and then I bring my kind of film, TV, storytelling, running companies, raising money, all that kind of stuff together. And so I'm doing the movie stuff. We're launching a digital graphic novel
Whoa.
at the end of summer. So we're kind of in that world, the game, tech, and we're just moving along. I mean, still doing the movie stuff, and yeah.
Oh, amazing. So you're saying April 15th is a date we should watch for?
I know. I was going to talk about it on the show, but the other guys are like, "No, man, it's not ready. Let's just hit it on the 15th and call it a day." So I'll have Nancy. I'll ask Nancy so very politely to announce it on the Facebook group, and I think you'll dig it. I think you'll dig it.
Absolutely. I've been waiting for it, so I'll definitely
I know.
fill you guys in.
We've been doing pitches with investors and stuff, and they're really digging it. So we're confident now, that the feedback has been consistent enough to go, okay, we're at a place where we can show it, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
Very fun. Okay, I'll catch everybody up once you let me know the scoop. Okay, so what took you on this path of entrepreneurship and just like doing a lot of things and doing them well and all that sort of stuff?
I'd have to say it's just the way I was raised. I mean, my father comes from a different country, actually Canada, which we've talked about before. And
I know Canada.
yeah. So he came in, the 1950s and was nationalized and became a U.S. citizen at, I think it was 15 or something. But he, I mean, he's always had that entrepreneurial going after the American dream. He's, had a tremendous amount of success as an entrepreneur and starting companies. And I was just raised around that mentality. My mother's very, nature, it's very spiritual nature, arts and crafts. I was doing stained glass, but when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, I knew how to cook in ceramics, there's a thing called a kiln. And so she's that side of me, that's like, go make your own ceramics and, glaze it and cook it again and all that. And then my father's like, profit margins and how to squeeze, how to source. And, he had a manufacturing company. And so I was just raised around that mindset and starting businesses when I was a kid,
wow.
Yeah, like pyramid scheme lawn services. So if
pyramid scheme lawn services.
Yeah, so listen, I can't mow that one because I'm mowing another one, but if I get you that one, then I get a percentage of that one. And if you go get other yards, I get a percentage of those, but you also can get other people like you mowing yards that you can't do, And so we had so we had a system, So it's just my nature. I mean, my wife says it's because I get bored very easily unless something's super stimulating and challenging. So I'm constantly bobbing back and forth from projects, and it just feels right for me, So I got into it. It's just natural. I mean, it just comes to me naturally. And of course I work on it and I polish it, and I've made mistakes, and I've had companies that failed, and I've had things that are succeeding. And I mean, it's just, I think I just innately drift towards that journey,
Yes, that's amazing. And that's
It's like a knack.
That's so cool. What's that?
It's like a knack,
Yes. Actually, I had a question about that. So you basically were, from what you're saying, raised with two parents who are a little bit, in a sense, it sounds like polar opposites.
100%, yeah.
So looking at your CV, or I'm not even sure if you call it a CV, but just looking at everything you've done in writing, which I was earlier today, really, it's really quite remarkable. Really hard to digest for.
Thank you so much.
People in everyday life. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So do you feel that you said that your dad kind of inspired the drive and the ambition and the entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Do you feel that possibly your mom kind of created another aspect in that, which is more like, I would say, calling it in, manifesting, sort of like the kind of realm you can't quite name that makes things happen?
Yeah. I mean, she, would take me to shamans and stuff, and, acupuncture. And I was just raised with the mindset as like, it's like a well-oiled machine, and it produces at the level that it's being nurtured. How people go, a clean car drives better. I mean, I don't know if it does, but it definitely feels like it does.
Yes.
So it's kind of on that line. If you're running smooth and you're clean and you're clear and you're doing things the way that you should. She just kind of ingrained in me that, there's a sensibility that kind of generates things in its favor. And if you're not getting a lot of good luck or serendipity or synchronicities in your favor, it's not the outside world. It's really just kind of you resetting yourself and getting yourself on a different trajectory where people will go, I like that, and however they express, I like that to you. And so
right.
we both played a part. I mean, I think if I swayed too much, I'd be more like my dad. And if I swayed too much that way, I'd be too much like,
Yes.
So I'm a little bit of an anomaly. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the gunslinger, high performer. I started sports at 3 years old, and my father changed my birth certificate with white out so that I could start sports early,
Oh my gosh.
You think about that, you go, oh, okay, I get it,
He obviously had the vision for you, so.
I'm not the type of person that really does anything unless I'm sure I have a good shot at it. It's just,
yeah.
I don't know if you look for an example of how my mother, like if something comes to you and it's not meant for you, you're taking it from someone else who actually it's meant for, And so,
that's so beautiful. Yes.
So I always looked at it like, if I'm doing something that's not really my jam, even if I could succeed at it, I'm sort of taking the chair where that's someone's jam, like that's their thing,
Yes.
So I work a lot at making sure I'm on my course,
Wow. That's really important and really true. I actually heard something this week along those lines, and it was actually more, I guess it goes along those lines, is kind of like relationships, for example. The message was just that this person was just saying that they never waste another person's time, because time is something you can't get back. And you're staying too long in a certain place keeps that other person from being in the right place, which is kind of what you just said about, passion, vision. So that's very cool. I love that. Okay, so that was a cool answer to question 1. So question 2 is, what would you professionally never want to do? Something that just would not sit with you.
I don't think I could be a teacher. I think that's,
seriously? No,
I don't think so. I think that's better people than me. You know what I mean?
That's so interesting, because I feel like you're a teacher in so many ways.
I don't know.
But you mean like to go into the school and teach students?
Yeah.
Aspect.
Educator. Yeah. I don't think that I have. I think they're better. I have a project that I'm working on. It's a kid's book written by an educator, and he's a science teacher in 8th to 10th grade. And every time I talk, I'm like, you're just such a better person than me in a different way. I'm not saying I'm a terrible person, but I'm just saying it takes this certain, like this clean bill of health. It's just, I like, there should be a separate place in heaven or wherever that just like, everybody goes to and just tells, educators like, thank you, because that is a job that,
So is that because of the patience level, or getting the information through? What is it about it that you feel that way?
I don't think I'm equipped enough for it, and I would probably say that's the best answer. I don't think that I have the equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, or and
Okay.
and coroner. I don't think I could be a coroner, you know?
Oh, right. That would be a tough job, definitely. I don't even need you to explain that one. I totally get it.
Yeah, no
Okay.
vibration needed.
Pardon me?
No vibration needed. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. Okay, so do you like going to buy real books?
Say that again.
Sorry, I think we had a glitch. Do you like going to libraries and being surrounded by real books?
Yes, definitely. My mother had a book club where I had to read a book a week my whole childhood, so it's
Oh,
normal.
wow.
Yeah, she was a big
That's amazing.
mystery books. They had to be mystery books though.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Very cool. And yeah, I think that we are losing books a little bit, which I don't know. I think it's something we need to hold on to, something tangible with them.
Definitely.
So what is the most daring thing you've ever done?
Oh man. There's so many I mean, with my years in LA, there's so many things I've done that you just go like, that took guts. I would say the most daring thing I did was to break onto the movie studio lot when I was 19 and jump in the fountain in the middle of the studio lot, this big movie studio lot, and jump in the fountain with all my clothes on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
that is a life memory.
yeah.
Did you get caught?
Yeah, of course. You know, yeah. But we did it. It was a dare. It was a dare. You know, that's when I realized that the dare game is not very beneficial for me. You know?
Yes. Okay. Well, memorable, I'm sure. What is something that you wish you had said yes to, looking back?
Nothing.
You
know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think I said yes to the right things and no to the right things.
I think that's something that few people can that confidently say. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
It shows how aware you are. What was a pivotal moment that changed things for you?
Oh man, I think it was when I was 16. I had a situation where I was out with a bunch of I grew up in a small town in Texas, and we, got into trouble and did stupid stuff, football team and all that kind of stuff. And one night we were at a party where we were at a party where we would hang out in these abandoned streets that were not developed yet, no street lights or anything. So it's pitch black, and a rival high school from like 30 miles away came, and there was a huge like 50 student fight, and I got stabbed in the neck right here.
Oh, wow.
And put in the hospital, and he put a gun to the center of my forehead, and he pulled the trigger and the gun jammed. And
oh, wow.
So yeah, there was about 10 of us in the hospital that night. My mother came and got us all out and signed us all out because all the other parents were going to be pissed. One friend got a jaw broken 6 places. He had his mouth wired shut. I mean, it was insane. And I think it changed me. Yeah, it changed me because, I mean, I remember this little silver nickel-plated gun he put to my head, and it jammed. I heard everybody scream, and it makes you.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
It just makes you realize like everything you do has effect. You're out here doing this.
It does, for sure.
So it changed the way I concocted things.
Wow. Yeah, that's like completely. The moment you got a second chance at so many things. So, wow, incredible.
Yeah, it was intense.
What is something that you thought you'd love, but then you didn't?
I thought I loved the music industry. I thought it was so cool, and I had a lot of friends that were in bands that were signing record deals and stuff. And I started breaking into directing music videos and stuff. And I just I learned a lot about the music industry that kind of made me lose respect for it. And I know that may sound cheesy or something, but I think it's just
no.
It was that one thing where you go, the music industry is so cool. I mean, how cool is it to play music, get paid, be on stage, And I was friends with these guys, and one of my friends was opening for Pearl Jam, and I just thought the music industry is so cool. And then when I started directing music videos, and I started kind of getting into it, I started to realize it's there's a seedy nature to it, and probably the music industry won't like me saying that if I matter at all, but yeah, I would say that.
Well, that's so interesting because when you throw in a video or listening to the radio, it sounds like the coolest thing ever.
It is, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
yes.
What a cool life, But yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so speaking of music, are you the first person on the dance floor?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of lead the party.
Sometimes. It's either you lead or they laugh, so either one, it's still good. Yeah, you know what? You got a good laugh. It's worth it.
That's awesome. I commend you for that. That's kind of a daring thing in itself.
It is bold, yeah. By yourself.
Yes. Awesome. So you could share only one thing about yourself with other people, what would?
Probably the one thing that most people don't know is that I sit daily and think about, my natural intent is to try and help myself and everyone else not be in so much pain, I just, growing up in life and watching everybody struggle, and I'm not saying struggle financially or anything, but just knowing that they have problems, just always broke my heart as a kid. And I carry that with me even to this day. I go, if I have the power to do anything, it would to make it better for everybody, so that everyone can not be in as much pain, like be happy, it's just, so that's what drives me. I mean, my wife is like, you work harder than anybody I ever know. And I go, well, it's just that important to me for people to not be in as much pain as they are, And so I don't mean that in a spiritual way. I mean that in just existence, It's just, I just look at the world. I look at the world and I go like, horrible, man, come on, So I would say that's a character trait that most people don't know.
Wow, that personally doesn't surprise me, just because, we've had quite a few discussions about that kind of topic. So I definitely see that in you, but I think that's really important for people to know about you for sure. So thank you for sharing that. Actually, I had a question along those lines, and because that is something that's very prevalent in you, being aware of other people's pain and wanting to help and stuff like that. When you do have your own achievements and cool things happen for you, it's kind of hard to phrase this question, but I guess my question is, are you able to feel full joy, or is that kind of in the background, kind of as an awareness that kind of anchors that a little bit lower than it could be if you were, I'd say, more oblivious to that around you?
I think it makes me appreciate things, the enrichment of the experience, of the achievement. because I know, I mean, my buddies and people who know me well, and especially my partners right now, because we're grinding it out right now in sprints. They call them sprints, like, you know, every day, boom, 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 from 7 to 12 at night, and, you know, in the morning. And
wow.
I mean, you know, tech is interesting, but yeah, they bust on me because every time something good happens for us, I go, see, it needs to be like that, you know? So I personally love those achievements because it's just another time I'm going, see, there's no pain in that. That's super elation, you know, at the fullest degree, you know? Yeah, so I do love, I mean, you know me, it's like achievement central, you know?
Yes.
Even small things, I'm like, dude, that's a step. I don't care what anybody says. That's an achievement.
Exactly right. It's mapped out into small things. So,
Yes.
okay. Well, that's interesting, and I really like that. It's something I just wondered about.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite word and why? And what is your least favorite word and why?
My favorite word is love because it teaches me the most, you know. And the least favorite is
yes.
No. Because you know, we used to always live off of, you know, in LA, you're like, you know, it's pure survival. You're going like, you know, whatever I got to do to keep going, right? So
yes,
we lived off of the phrase, no, there is no such thing as no, because no is a soft yes.
I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. There's no such thing as no, it's a soft yes. You just don't know you're saying yes yet, you know? So,
exactly.
yeah. I just think it's so,
that is awesome.
No is just so resistance, you know?
It is, there's nowhere to go with it.
Yeah. So,
so soft yes, I'm going to remember that. I think my kids believe in that, actually. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you fight fair in an argument?
Yes, always. Yes. Now, obviously, my whole life I didn't, but yes.
Awesome. So who in history would you want to help or stop?
Probably Hitler. I would stop Hitler.
Yes.
You know, people of that nature. And
of course, yes.
Someone I'd like to help, Mother Teresa.
Great answer. Yes.
You know, I think she epitome, you know, was the epitome of strong will, and was faced with a lot of, you know, negativity and stuff. And I think if she had had some more support, I think it would have even gone further, which is scary because she's, you know, still revered to this day. But
That's true. It'd be interesting if she were kind of in this time to see what would happen. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little bit lighter, but maybe revealing still. Sweet or sour candy or completely salty snacks?
Sweet, sour. Probably sweet.
Sweet. Okay, like chocolate sweet, or you're like gummy bear sweet.
I love gummy bears. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, and final question. What fictional place do you wish that you could visit? Which is interesting because you're in LA on movie sets. So I think you've gone to some places that are pretty cool.
Fictional place. I think I would go to Narnia.
Narnia. Yes.
You know, that was one of my favorite books growing up, is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I just thought, you know, now that's a place that would be cool.
It would. There's not too many places that are more magical. So I can appreciate that totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, that is the end of the questions. Do they ring a bell?
Oh, I remember, I'm like, wow, that's good. That's good.
They were good questions.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here tonight. Was there anything else you'd like to throw out about Keith or Jefferson Keith Langley before we wrap up?
I know my wife tells, oh, what's your husband's name? Jefferson Keith Langley. They're like, that sounds like I don't even know, like a rock band or something,
I know. I don't know how many times I've reversed the Keith and the Jefferson. I don't know why. If you need to switch it up, Keith works too.
Yeah, no, I mean, anything to share other than, I love what you're doing. Obviously I'm a believer and a supporter of your path, and I think it's only just beginning. And anybody who has the impetus to do something important or unique, just always consider that impetus is coming from somewhere bigger than us. And maybe if we took the time to honor those impetuses that we get, things would be much better,
Yes. Well, I think that is truly so important. And I truly believe that with the right focus and the right connections and the right support, anything is possible. And truly, I can only say thank you so much and all the ways you helped me and believing in this vision and getting me to this point. And I'm so excited to see what happens from here. But truly, thank you. Evidently, you're a busy person and you made time for this. So thank you.
Absolutely not. Honored to do it anytime. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for being on tonight. Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
Autumn breeze, blue skies and golden leaves, and I'll drive all day with not a care in the world.